everybody, Melissa here with Spirit. Today we are out in the general kind of Granite Bay area, and we are investigating a beautiful and lovely home for a wonderful family. As always, I come into these cases pretty darn cold, not knowing a whole heck of a lot about the space. I know that they just want a little validation, a little clarity, and just an understanding of their home and the energy that's around them. We may uncover some deeper layers, some more information from them regarding their specific experiences, and I may feel things as I do the walkthrough. Right, what I'm feeling immediately, a couple of things stood out to me energetically, and I was kind of talking to the client before we started filming that this place feels like that might be sort of like a layer cake. There's a lot of history. I don't know how long the house has been here, but it feels like, you know, you've got like your chocolate layer and some icing, and then you got a vanilla layer, and you maybe got some raspberry, and you got all these like little layers and all these fillings and frostings of the cake. And I think each part of it kind of works in tandem together to make the energy of the space. Collectively, I feel pretty positive about the energy of the home. I feel good in the space. I feel welcomed and comfortable overall, but I feel that if you were just to sit here quietly for a while, you might get the sensation of not being alone. Maybe somebody just around the corner or out of the corner of your eye, or maybe a little noise or a feeling, or somebody like you're walking down the hall and then suddenly, what, is somebody there? Oh, no, nobody's there. It's that sort of just, you can't quite put your finger on it, but you know something's happening. Or some people may even have the ability to perceive a little something walking by, or a little shadow, or a little mist, or just something small. I don't get the feeling of being hurt or attacked, but then again, I haven't done the full walkthrough. I just feel so far there's a lot of history. I keep feeling like there's a lot of movement through here, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth movement through the space, just like, but they're passing through. They're not staying here. The energy is just transient energy. I know there's somewhat of a roadway nearby, you know, obviously we keep it vague, so we won't say what roadway, but there's a larger roadway that could lead to making it feel busier. I don't know. I do feel that sensation of glass breaking and physical trauma as a residual part of the property and haunt and energy. So there might have been injury or that kind of thing occurring and you know, in the general space, maybe not specific to this house. There is a lot of animal energy here, beyond the living animals that are here, and there's a cute dog that is part of today's investigation, and so she'll be very helpful and fun. There's an older woman, probably late 60s, close to 70, that seems to be watching over this space or watching over the family. She seems to be visiting, or like she pops in once in a while. She seems interesting, a little like kind of quirky in her own way, and maybe a little bossy, but there's a kindness and a warmth to her, like, you know, kind of like an aunt or a grandma, or that kind of vibration, just that sweetness and that kindness, but a little bit of sass to her as well. There is an older male, probably in his 80s ish, that seems a little stubborn, a little grumpy, and his back is really hurting him. I think he might have worked very hard at whatever he did, because his back is seeming to, you know, he doesn't complain about it, he doesn't tell people about it, but I can feel the physical pain of his back. He's very set in his ways. He likes stuff the way he likes it and knows how things should be done, is how he's putting it. And he feels like he has a presence in this general area as well. There's a few other souls that are standing in the background, and they haven't said a lot to me yet, but they might present themselves as we go along in the walkthrough. There's a man in his 50s that died very traumatically. He's very upset about something, but he won't speak to me yet. He just says, you know, like bleep this, bleep that. Like he's upset. He's kind of ranting and swearing a little bit, and then he's just, and then he like he's marching off. He's like storming off down the street. He's like, I don't need to talk to anybody anyway. And he's being a little bit, he's just upset, quite frankly. And I don't quite know how to help him, but I'd like to like give him some peace of mind. And it's almost like he was jilted by somebody or something. Like something was taken from him. So then he just, I don't know, it put him in this like rager. There's also an older female, 70s to 80s. And she is just a busybody. She's into everybody's everything. She like likes to move things around a little bit. She's very sweet, very protective. She might be ancestral. One of these people might have died close to her in this space. I'm not sure. Somebody had a heart thing, something with the heart in the chest. The heart in the chest is not right with one of these souls. It might be the older lady. So maybe a heart attack or possibly even a stroke, because I'm feeling a little pain go over my head as well. So I think that overall we need to give these family members, you know, some peace of mind. Again, I don't feel threatened here, but I feel that there's a lot of layers. There's so many layers, and it's kind of going to make it interesting to extract layer upon layer and see what's residual, what's active, what's associated with the family, what's associated with the property or the land. There's this other man in the background that won't speak to me, but he seems to like really have come from privilege or money, and he's taking very deep ownership over this whole area. He's like really big about who does what and how it's done. He's very meticulous, but he's very quiet, very stoic. So I may or may not get a lot out of him. So I think we'll start our cold walkthrough through the whole house, maybe a little bit of the property before it gets too dark out, and see what we feel and how we can help. Because as always, what we're here to do is educate, empower, and help our clients, and also help the dead.
And one of the things that the client has shared with us already was that early on there was railroad tracks running through the backyard, and they shared that to us. You know, and that kind of makes sense. This would have been, you know, the railroad going through the I-80 corridor. Prior to Folsom Lake, as a lot of people know, there's an old town at the bottom of Folsom Lake. And prior to Folsom Lake, the Folsom Dam being built, there was a town there, and goods would have been moved either by wagon or by train to be loaded onto the main rail line going over the Sierras. So that's definitely that's what would be known as a siding in train talk.
Okay.
And that's, you know, because most of this prior to 1960, a lot of this was, and even, you know, far earlier before that, this was all just rolling hills out here. So,
well, all right then.
So that's
very interesting.
That's the thought that I had about that.
Okay.
Yeah, so I thought I'd mention that, and I think it's ready for our walkthrough.
All right.
Cool, thank you.
Figure it out. We're walking down the hall.
All right, I gotcha.
Oh, no, boy. Ever seen the movie The Rock? It looks just like the Volvo Nicolas Cage go.
And I can go into all the rooms, yeah?
Access to all the rooms?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Now this appears to be the daughter's room that was slightly less than organized, so we won't spend a lot of time in her space.
Okay.
I don't want to invade her space, but
that's fine.
I will need to go in here to bless, obviously.
For sure.
But I won't intrude her space besides the blessing. But the energy in this room, even though technically organizationally chaotic, I think she's actually quite methodical in some of her ways of thinking. There's some stuff about her that's detail oriented, but then it comes out very expulsive, and I can relate to that. Like my calendar is anal and methodical, but you try to organize my car, and like, no, that's not going to happen. There's also a profound amount of creativity, and yeah, there's something with this energy in here. That one older lady walks in there and just goes, kids these days, and then she just kind of walks out. She's like, right. So I don't feel any bad energy in there, but maybe a little anxiety, like a little anxiety-based thing going on with this soul.
All right.
Oh, bathroom. Okay. feel like I'm in. This is interesting. Like, I got transported back to a time, not just because of the tile, but like I got transported to a time that reminded me of my great grandmother. I keep one of these souls, and I'm not sure which soul it is, keeps giving me a horrible, horrible pain in the back of my head. The back, like something blew through my head. It is so painful right here on this part of my skull, on the like right back part. And I keep tasting blood. So that's not comfortable. And I'm trying to feel, I don't know, just something about this space is making me feel, yeah, it really so much like great grandma, just this energy of quaintness and old-fashioned values. I just feel very traditional, old-fashioned in this space. I don't know why a bathroom would make me feel that, but it does.
This room has a weird feeling.
Makes you pucker just a little, don't it? This energy in here is actually, what I'm getting out of it is profound, profound intelligence, but no self-confidence. There's a confidence and an anxiety issue, and a lot of worry going on in here. It's also a vibration in this space of the one older male seems to be looking after this space and this energy in here. Very protective energy coming in here, very helpful, trying to watch over the soul in this space. But the anxiety and the worry is getting me in here. It's not quite OCD, but the thinking can sometimes become OCD. There's something that walks around out there at the perimeter of like around the land. There's something that walks the perimeter of this whole space, but in a very protective way. And I think it might be that one gentleman that wouldn't talk to me too much, the older man that seems to be entitled, like financially invested in some of the land out here in some way, shape, or form. Maybe a developer or something like that. But I keep getting hit by the energy of something hitting me in the back of the head and in the jaw. I just feel like almost I can't breathe, like I'm suffocating. I taste blood. It is really bad, and it's coming from that direction, and I just cannot breathe. Whatever this is, it's suffocating. This feeling is just like, and the pain in my head is immense, and it's not bound to this house, but I think it like winds through the area. This male, he just wanders through the area. It is very uncomfortable. Luckily, I don't think his presence is here very often, but if he comes around, this could cause severe anxiety, fear, nervousness, headaches, and stomach pain. Would all be something that this soul, as he passes through, would cause physically to the living. Not okay. He's a weirdo. He's got problems. The older ladies that are visiting this, and might be related to the family in some way, they seem very protective over the entire space, like all the people in it. So that's good. That's comforting. They seem to be trying to mitigate and keep away as much as they can that doesn't belong here, that isn't family. I get a feeling like something might come in here and you might feel like a quick pressure or jolt on the bed, like something jumping on the bed. And I think that may be a residual animal haunt type of energy, because I feel like something jumping on and getting comfortable and just doing the little turnaround that they do, and just getting cozy in the space. Man, there's a lot of layers to unpack. There's a massive layer to take in here. Oh Well, that's a pretty view.
It is.
I feel a little bit of like breathing discomfort, asthmatic, allergy type of thing going on for someone. Just the breathing is not right. The breathing is not comfortable. Sometimes in this space, somebody has weird dreams that they don't talk about, that they keep to themselves. And there is another male that I don't know where he's coming from, but he seems to have a relationship, familial. He's somebody. He said they were brothers, so he's somebody's brother. I don't know what generation level he's on though. He's related to somebody down the line, and he just said the word brother. So he's connected to them somehow, and that's not a demon behind you. That is a puppy dog. Hey, baby. So this is the helper dog in question. Do you see them too? Do you? Yeah. Animals are very calming, very grounding, which is actually a good thing. And so she's gonna hopefully help us if she doesn't stop taking baths in the middle of the investigation. And she's hopefully gonna give us some good energy and some good peace with this. I feel like she may be able to key in on some energy. She might target some things and point to some things, and like she might notice little things. But again, the active spirits here, mostly I think are connected to them somehow, but there are some that might be, again, those passer-throughs that are from this neighborhood. That one guy he keeps slamming me in the side of the head, and it's killing me. He just keeps nailing me on this side of the head. Very uncomfortable. Very uncomfortable. Tell me what you want to tell me. The one older lady, she's extremely excited for the holidays coming up. She seemed to really love holidays, cooking for holidays, decorating. Like she's super excited. She's like, I can't wait till we break out this and we break out that, and and she's like, they better have a tree. I don't care if there's a puppy. So there's this argument with in her mind. She's like, no, we need to decorate. We need to go big. We need to make it beautiful. So she's really wanting a lot of that joy and that love to be brought into the space. She says the way things are with the living right now, sometimes they're not communicating on the same frequency to one another. Sometimes they're missing the mark with each other, and that's just they're not slowing down to listen all the time. And if people would just slow down a little bit, they could hear each other. That's her wisdom and her advice for the day. All right, now let's take some looks at your land.
You do a loop around and
do
the whole property and just put her on a leash.
That would be smart.
There we go.
So I keep feeling like a heaviness of my chest and an inability to breathe. There's a very young girl, I feel like, out that way. I don't know what she's doing, but she's got to be 10 or under. And she just kind of walks around right here, like out in the street. Kind of sandy colored hair. And she just seems to be walking back and forth. Looks a little lost, but I don't know if that's residual or not. I just see this back and forth going on right out there. And there seems to be somebody, that one older gentleman that really takes ownership of this area. I don't know when he came into play, like how long ago he owned a bunch of stuff, if he developed this land or what he did, but he definitely comes from money. And he's kind of meticulously walking around and like checking everything on every house, every property. It's a little anal about it. A little anal retentive. Interesting guy. Okay, let's go this way.
All right.
Make sure to not let the ducks out.
Yeah, no duck. No duck escapes.
Oh, well, screened-in porch. That's nice. I don't know. This seems busy.
Yeah.
You know, it seems a little busier out here.
Busier than it looks.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love this yard though. I love the space. A lot of room.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's a weird feeling.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I like this. This is kind of cool.
A little bit
Chicken
of-
coop. That's a fancy chicken
Chicken
coop.
coop.
Hey, chick. I think it thinks we have food.
You gotta,
Hey, chickie.
y'all gotta stand still until you get a picture. Yeah. Oh, you move.
Hi, chicken.
Oh, I'm gonna
Oh,
trip
no,
it
he
on
didn't
things.
move. Looks like he's got one leg though.
Hi, chick.
What's that one?
Hi, chickie.
This is really compelling video.
What? We're playing with the animals, okay? It's calming. Careful for the ball, dear.
Yep.
That's a mansion compared to the other chicken coops I've seen.
And the Yeezys.
There's a creek back here too.
I don't want to upset them. They nip. That's head trauma.
Yeah?
Really bad head trauma.
Yeah.
It's so fierce out here. No property is complete without a creepy old barn.
Oh, of course. There's the creepy barn.
Horse stable looks like.
Kind of does look that way, doesn't it, John?
They're getting snacks. There is a massive amount of head trauma feeling that I'm getting, like massive pain and head trauma out here, like almost like neck breaking type of trauma.
Okay.
But I think that that's probably residual, but it's heavy. It's a thickness. I could see how this would feel a little weird sometimes. It might give a weird sensation. Yeah, most of this is so residual. There's very little active except for familial. There's not, except for the one guy that's coming from over there. He's active and he's not familial at all. He's down the street somewhere and he is angry, he is pissy, and head pain. But out here, I actually feel him less and more like head pain from something else. Like I'm feeling different pain out here than I did over there. Being so close to a roadway, I can imagine there's probably all manner of incidents that might occur that would explain. Yeah, it would explain the residual physical feelings that I'm getting. So I don't even want to tune into it too much because then I'm gonna pick up some of those energies. And I need to concentrate on theirs.
Yeah.
One dead thing at a time.
Yeah.
Well, that one guy with the head trauma, like over there, is really bad. Like that is really freaking painful and nauseating. And he's got a bad attitude. Very bad attitude. Damn dead people. I like your container gardening. That's great.
That is cool.
We did it.
Oh,
This
yeah.
last year we got too busy with new job.
Oh, I hear ya.
Didn't even bought the bench to put on there.
Just didn't do it. Very good.
Isn't there, Fifi?
She's just helping. You helping? You helping?
She's a good girl. Yeah.
Are you as drawn to this tree as I am, John?
Hanging tree.
There's something going on with this tree.
Yeah.
Part of it's like like kids playing around it, but then there's like something
I'm getting something happen here.
a little sinister.
Yeah, around this tree.
But I also see the residual memory of kids like running around it.
Playing like Ring Around the Rosie or something.
But it also feels like a little bit tucked out of the way, and so it's kind of like maybe something weird going on. But I don't know what. Can't quite quantify
You said
it.
you felt the energy of a hanging, John?
Yep.
Huh.
Highest one.
I feel suffocating.
Something sinister going on.
This was quite a while ago, though. I think this might be pre-house. What you're feeling, I think, is pre-house.
Maybe.
Oh, well, if it was hanging, it'd have to be.
Yeah, this was clearly pre-house.
Some kind of trauma or something. That's what I get.
Yeah, because the kids playing I'm seeing is post when houses were built.
Yeah. The street was here long before the.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, the house was built.
It's got some memories in it. She's holding some memories. Should take a picture of this. It's definitely got some vibrations going on. Interesting. You always kind of think like what nature, what trees, what rocks, what they absorb over time of a place, all the good, the bad, the ins, the outs, what they're, what they're feeling. And this tree's seen some shit. To say the least. Hi, birdies.
I got a duck and a chicken too.
Yeah, the ducks, the geese, and the chickens are all together. Where they'll be safe.
Really?
Like, quack, get away, quack, get away. Are you coughing? Or are you trying to peck your friend? I think we're stressing her out. We should leave her be.
Yeah, I feel like you are a little bit.
Yeah, don't want to be rude to the fowls.
Do you have a sense, since we don't really know this, do you have a sense of what part of the yard the rail would have been in? I feel like it's over here.
Like almost like through.
Right to the creek, huh?
Yeah, like around maybe.
Yeah, that's kind of how I feel too. Just guessing, well, and it makes sense. You would build your rails close to the water if that creek was here at that time.
I love those little lanterns.
I know, I did too. I was looking at that.
We should get some of those.
We should. This is sort of the grassy part of the backyard. The lawn part of the backyard.
The backyard proper.
Correct.
It's a beautiful yard.
Yeah.
The way it, it has a little path and
Yeah, it is.
walks out to the jacuzzi.
I love the little path through the trees. That's cool.
Yeah.
Little archway.
This is cool. This space right here does feel a little bit protected, possibly by the familial spirits. This does feel protected, like there's some sort of energetic barrier out here.
Interesting.
I'm getting cold.
Alright. We can wander back in now.
Yeah.
Alright. So we did a walkthrough. Checked out some energy, the preliminary stuff. Obviously, we want to add layers to that with the meters and so forth. But were there some things that made sense to you or that I was able to validate so far?
The head trauma, I could see that being part of the neighborhood
Okay.
around here. There was incident that happened down the street in somebody's house.
Okay.
the elderly ladies around. I'm not too sure what the story is between that one, but there are some histories in the yard.
Okay. Okay.
Towards the barn, there is a dog tombstone that somebody painted on the rock to so-and-so. So I knew that was partly up there and just wanted to know, but the rest of it, I'm not too sure what's gone on around here. So,
yeah, because you don't have all the history of
No.
the space, so that's, I mean, that's
it could
a
be
hard
also
one.
with the man of wealth. The history behind the development is a congressman that I've been told came from the Bay Area or that, and this was on the trip to Tahoe. It was a side camping area, a little cabin set up for the time. So between the 50s, 60s, when this was all country, they had a place to stop, rest, and continue on. So that might be part of maybe a man with wealth.
He was feeling kind of entitled to the area.
He loved it so
bit.
much, and that's when he decided, I'm going to make this a kind of preserve for the neighborhood, make a communal 160-acre property, and then build it from there.
Okay. So he was involved in the development of
he
this
bought it,
area.
and then he decided to make it into a housing tract that surrounds the 160 acres and bird the belly button of the 160 acres.
Oh, well, all right then. Then that makes sense. Okay, then that would give him that sense of entitlement, belonging, making sure people are having things the way he would have done them, you know, being meticulous about it. So, okay.
But that's about the only thing I know about the whole history.
Yeah.
I can't find any blueprints of the land lots or anything about it.
Interesting.
There is a drawn one that somebody surveyed, and it's okay, this is lot 1, blah, 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 around. But that is all I can find.
Really?
Yeah.
He just kind of threw it together and said, here we are.
It might have got lost in time, but I haven't really dug deep at what you find online for the area. This is about it.
Okay. Well, it would make sense. Then that would be consistent, though, with who I built. And then you were saying some of the other souls might sound or feel like distant relatives, or...
Yeah. Like you were saying, there was the older man that was like in his 80s. His back really hurt. Like that kind of reminded me of my great-grandfather.
Oh.
And then the holidays times was like his it'd be your grandma and then my great-grandma on his side. Yeah. And then my mom's side her grandmother.
So his great-grandmother on his mom's side.
Oh, wow.
And then you said the dog that likes to hop up on the bed was reminds me of my dog that the
little Yorkie.
So would it jump up and kind of do the little prance? Oh.
Yeah.
Well, it's kind of nice to think that, you know, you've still got a lot of this really good, loving energy here to help you guys, to keep you guys loved and safe. And if you do notice a sound or something moving or just a little, you know, paranormal activity, well, our loved ones are going to make their presence known a little bit. You know, mine sure do. You guys, you know, you have your loved ones poking around. His Uncle Johnny will tinkle the glasses on the bar, you know. They all kind of have their little thing.
Yeah. Some of the artwork in the living room is from my grandmother. She passed away, and I was able to inherit some of it. So that was this part that I like to have her, just to have her in the house.
Yeah. It seems like you've got some of that loving energy here, which is comforting. Because I do feel a lot of layers here, like I was saying earlier. There's so much history, just the known and the unknown in this area. And that is going to like compile upon one after the other. And it does feel kind of, you know, a little heavy in spots, but also there's a lot of positive energy that I feel. So it's, for me, all about what you guys feed into the space. Yeah. What do you give the space? Do you make it feel loved and fun? And do you, you know, decorate, which you do, you know, you bring out that positive energy that will continue to build up the positive layers on this land and make it beautiful for years and years and years to come, honestly, is kind of how I see it.
And the thing I like about the area is that in the spring, when the flowers bloom, all the azaleas and camellias and the dogwoods, the neighbors,
they must be gorgeous.
They say it looks like a Thomas Kincaid photo. It's just flowers and green, it's lush, and it's well overgrown and needs to be trimmed, but it's a nice...
Azaleas are so gorgeous, though.
Yeah, with the pinks and reds and some whites, and then you get the camellias with the candy cane colors.
Yeah, I love those.
And that goes for the backyard, too, towards the back. And
it feels like a good area. I mean, the energy overall just feels beautiful and well-loved, and there's a lot of positivity. But there's some historical trauma, possibly from the roadway, that's going to affect some things. That one grumpy guy that has some sort of head trauma down from that direction, every once in a while that you might run into that energy. It might feel like just a little gross for a second. But overall, the positivity being put into the space, I think that's why it's such a nice home, and that's why it's such a nice space. But what kind of experiences have you guys had? I mean, what have you noticed, if anything? Has it just been pretty light and like backgroundy sort of stuff?
Noises here and there in the house, but it's an old house, so it's going to creak. It's going to
settle,
noises. Means seasonal, yes. When you turn the heater on, the house gets warm inside, it's cold outside, it starts creaking here and there.
Of course.
But majority of it, there's never been anything horrible.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like there
Just
would.
the upkeep of getting things done.
Yeah.
So trying to figure out what they've done, what is original.
Oh, God.
You know, who puts a fireplace 3 feet off the ground? The kitchen dining.
Well, maybe they wanted to have a pizza oven and it didn't work out.
This isn't the only house that has that. There's other houses in the neighborhood that have that same thing.
Well, somebody had a fun sense of humor.
Yeah.
Pizza oven.
Yeah.
I don't
Pizza
know.
oven, bread oven, you want to cook your turkey right there while you're...
Yeah, why not? That's a unique feature, but it's kind of cute. I mean,
Yeah, and it's a gas, so you know that it's not new. And that is a solid brick fireplace.
wow.
So
So trying to figure out just the logic behind the land and the house, it's probably been an adventure for you guys for sure.
yes, and climbing under the house, I have found shag carpet that was gold.
What the hell?
And then his bathroom, and remodeling the bathroom had gold flaked linoleum in the bathroom.
Oh, wow.
That's so 70s.
And then
Yeah.
the bathroom that you considered a elderly lady's bathroom, grandmother's bathroom,
That's what it felt like.
with pink tile.
Mm-hmm.
Pink tile.
Oh, yeah, the pink tile. Yeah. Well, technically, I know somebody with pink and green tiles, so, and that's the era. Yeah.
So, but the rest of it has been, I think, updated and maintained. But
Yeah.
like a walkway going through the dining room, the living room there, that's new.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody did that in the last before
Yeah.
I got the house. So
Opened it up, made it a little more.
yeah, a little walkway breeze around.
Yeah, yeah.
But there's never anything negative about the area.
Yeah, you feel pretty safe here. You feel pretty good about energetically in the home. You guys feel pretty positive. Now, how about the energy between everybody in the house? You guys feel like you're communicating well-ish, you know?
As much as teenagers go.
Yeah. Well, hey, you know, what are you going to do?
Yeah, they have their moments and whatever. But,
Don't we all?
It's a house we live in, and
And you feel,
home.
as long as you feel safe.
Yeah.
That's the part that matters to me, is that you guys feel safe in your space.
There's never been a threat, so we've been.
Yeah.
Just the street is a little busy, and that's where I feel
Yeah.
a lot of
It is heavy out there.
it needs to be. I always felt it needs to be resolved. There's a lot of probably spirits that are lingering from previous accidents, and that's why I called you guys. Basically, it's because of that.
To alleviate that energy, and especially alleviate it from leaking in here.
Yes.
Because we don't need them to wander in here. When I cleanse the house, part of what I will do in my blessing will be opening the light for any and all souls in this entire property and area to move forward. And that includes all of the ones that are pacing. Because I think that little girl that I saw, she may be from an accident.
Yeah.
And so I'll invite her to go into that light space, into that healing space. And that will be part of what I ask for in the blessing is,
Okay.
Let's move everybody on who's ready to, it's their free will, right? They have choice. We all have choice. In the human body, out of the human body. So I will give them that choice to just move forward with their journey, so they don't have to linger.
Especially the head trauma.
Yeah, that doesn't feel good.
Mm-hmm.
I don't quite know the manner of that passing, but that was very violent.
Would you like to know what I know about the area on that one?
Yeah, I would like some validation on it, because, I mean,
It is painful.
extremely painful.
So, a few houses down the street, from what I've heard from the house owner, or the homeowner, is that there was an elderly couple that lived there with a dog. The wife had terminal cancer.
Oh,
She died, and then he felt that he had to resolve it. He shot the dog, and then went to the garage and shot himself in the head
oh,
with a shotgun.
well, that would explain the
That's
blood and the
challenge in
pain.
itself.
That would be a head trauma.
That would be the
Oh my.
trauma.
But that was all I've known about it, and since then, I don't think there's been any.
I think I will offer him the light as well, because he still seems very angry.
Yeah.
It was. He just said, "I can't live without my wife," and
Oh,
that's
poor
what
guy.
I've heard from
Sad.
the stories of the neighborhood. That was the worst thing on the street, except for accidents
Yeah,
on the
of
main street.
course. Oh,
So-
that poor guy.
That makes total sense.
Yeah.
I feel so bad for him.
And
I
then
know.
properties that with the creek in the back flooding the area.
Well,
That's about it. I mean,
yeah, that's kind of comes with the land.
Yes.
So,
So-
okay, well then that helps us target how we bless the space. We want to lighten it in here, but we also want to help those souls
Yes.
go forward as much as they are willing to. He may not want to, we can't make him, but I'm going to try to encourage him strongly.
The neighbors don't get upset about him going away. But
Well, the thing is once he transitions and he's healed,
He
he can come back and visit, but in a healed state.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to
won't have
trudge
his
around
head trauma
angry.
anymore.
Yeah, he
And he
doesn't.
won't be cranky.
Yeah, he
because
doesn't have to
won't
have that
be in
problem.
that'd be good.
Yeah, for
that
sure.
would be real good.
We want him to feel at peace. And so we want to offer that energy to him. And obviously, his wife will, I'm already hearing that she'll be willing to come retrieve him.
That's
So,
always good.
so as long as I get him to go towards her,
Mhm.
she will take him. And that will be
Good.
the most ideal situation for him. And then any of the spirits that have passed in accidents, a lot of them do eventually just, they just figure it out and they just go. But if there are any lingering around, which I think there are a couple out
Yeah, I
there,
think so too.
we'll just kind of gently offer them that peace
They
and
can
that,
go
and that
home.
love. Yeah,
Yeah.
time to go home. It's last call. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. But
Yeah.
but they would ideally want to go
Yeah.
to that light space and that positive space. So
It's way more fun.
And,
anyway.
Be there with their friends.
and
Yeah.
you feel okay about the space overall. I mean, if somebody maybe you get a little weird, but it's now that you know some of it's probably just your family. I mean,
Yeah.
that's probably not a bad thing, right?
Yeah. I definitely prefer the overlooking family than
Mhm.
Than the evil ones lurking over.
the
Something else.
weirdos. Or
That weird guy's gotta go home because he's kind of mainly what you guys will feel is his anger and his grumpiness.
yeah.
That's the problem with him. He's not trying to get in anybody's way, but he's very upset. And I get it now. It makes sense now that you validated it. Like I get it, but he can come back and his wife, and they can come back and they can visit the area that they loved with that sense of peacefulness instead of being upset. And then you guys don't have to feel the wonky kind of feeling every once in a while, and it won't influence your guys' energy whatsoever. So,
Yeah, he won't be stuck in his death state.
Which is interesting that you find it at that end of the house towards the bedrooms instead of living room, garage, backyard. Well, you got towards the barn. So, was there anything out towards the barn or just that one guy's
it just felt
heavy?
I feel like the tree saw some trauma. Both John and I picked up on somebody might have been hung on the tree, but that could have happened. To me, that was pre-house, way before this land
Like I
was
said,
developed.
it was a train track from probably when they built the dam.
Before that road was even there too.
So there's
Oh,
a lot of
long
that
before.
going on. The transient energy wandering through the space, that's got to be related to the train type of stuff, because that would constantly be
Supposedly
passing
there's still
through.
tracks out there. I haven't been able to find them.
Yeah.
So they're somewhere buried in the grass.
Oh, geez.
Horse cow property out and back.
Oh, that's kind of
But there are
interesting.
train
Should
tracks.
have brought my metal detector.
Yeah. It seems like there's a lot of history here, but none of it's really problem causing, except for a couple of small things that might feel a little uncomfortable. It feels a little heavier way towards the barn, and I wasn't even sure how to quantify it, because I'm an empathic medium, meaning that everything I experience is going to be how it makes me feel, and how I felt is super heavy.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, this
No,
is
there's
a
a
little...
creek, and things probably flow through the creek in that area, and it is Miners of Creek, so
Okay.
it does have a meaning, I guess, behind it. So
Creeks and railroad tracks, they all.
They also, that
As
conducts
Yeah.
energy. Yeah, water conducts energy quite a bit, and floats. Who knows what down there? So
and how far it came from.
yeah, some body could come down the way and keep on going. But I don't think that's impacting the overall energy of the space. I don't think it's a problem. But if there is anything specific that you guys are having problems with, now is the time to let me know. Otherwise, we'll poke some meters around and see what we can validate. Otherwise, if there's any of your family spirits that might want to, poke at the meters and interact, that's great. If they don't, we're not going to make them. But we're here to help them.
I'm happy here to read them. So
All right.
Sounds good.
Well, nothing's touching it. Then I want to know. And then
Right.
John left a REM pod in here, which will show the proximity if something breaks.
We're actually getting static right now.
Oh.
I did catch it.
Well, okay then. I showed them how to use it. Now they use it.
Like, oh, okay, thanks for the demo.
Well, that's easy enough. Okay.
That was awesome, and you walked well away from it.
I'm way the heck.
You're way over here. Yeah, there's no way. That was interesting.
I'm wondering if that's not that protective female. Yeah, we're getting a cold spot. And just as I was talking about the protective female.
That's interesting.
I think she's in here kind of just checking stuff out. If you are one of the great grandmothers, we're absolutely happy to validate you.
And Worm's just living people.
Yeah. Warm spots.
I guess you guys are alive then, huh?
We're alive.
Yeah.
We're happy to hear you. If you're wanting to interact, you don't have to. We're not going to make you. We felt you. Obviously, we had a couple of meters go off a little bit, so maybe you are interacting a little bit. And that's really cool. But you don't have to do anything you don't want to. We're here to.
That's just living, and you can, if you don't want the sound on it, the middle button. Well, that's
spot.
interesting. Now that's valid.
Okay, the sun doesn't bother me.
So, if you're the grandmother, can you back off a little? Thank you.
That was very interesting, actually.
So, if the grandmotherly energy, if you wanna walk towards us again, we're here to welcome you as part of the family. If you're the great grandmother, do you want to touch any of these meters? You can. They're available to you. I can hold it out to you. Cold spot.
Mm-hmm.
So she likes that.
Perfect.
One. Thank you, ma'am. I do appreciate that. She's spunky and fun. I like her. What now?
That's awesome.
She acknowledged it.
Thank you. No, she's got a good personality. I like that she's protecting and helping the family. That's really super cool of her.
You feeling anything on either of your hands, John?
Yeah, my hands are really cold.
Oh.
One more than the other?
This one.
Okay.
I'm getting face recognition.
The camera's locking onto your right hand for some reason.
Oh, okay. Well, this one's actually cold too, but my left hand's actually colder.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's weird when you get facial recognition on somebody's hand.
Yeah, that's not normal.
What?
Well, we're just here to help any of the spirits that need help. If there's any souls that are going to want to cross over into the light, we are going to bless the space. And so we're going to make that available to you. And the family spirits who are here to protect, you get to stay. The blessing does not remove you. So you can be part of this family and love and protect them forever.
There's just the creepiest effect going on in the window with the video light. It's just there's nothing paranormal.
It's just creepy.
It's your offset shadow from the video light, and what it's doing, it's creating your shadow is creating a silhouette in the window with the light above it. And it looks creepy.
Do you want to come back?
She was just here. It was blue.
Just come. Wendy got it. Do you want to just come back over here and touch this device? See, I'm near it and it doesn't hurt me. It's not dangerous. And you've been walking in front of it. You want to walk in front of it one more time for me? Maybe we'll catch you possibly on a. Thank you.
Sweet.
Thank you.
Very good. And you weren't moving it at all. That was good.
Cool.
Like red and blue spots.
It's interesting, though.
I'm a cop car now.
The way she's interacting with it's really super interesting.
It is.
If you want to validate that you're here to protect, if you have enough energy, feel free to just touch any one of these meters. I just saw something go by.
Oh yeah?
I'm going to clip that.
Good. You got an orb?
Yeah, it was a little fleeting, but I'll review it.
Why does it keep trying to look onto your hand?
I really think she's trying to grab a hold of it. She's trying to understand what this thing is. So that device, ma'am, what it is it shows us your energy. It shows that you're here. So if you want to walk up to it again like you did and grab it, you're more than welcome. We just want to validate you.
Getting facial recognition on that. John's
Well,
hand, of course.
it's locking on motion, not necessarily facial recognition.
Yeah, it's
locking on
emotion.
motion.
My left hand's like really
Yeah.
cold.
There, who's fine?
Got it. I got it.
Okay,
My left hand's like really cold.
Yeah.
there
should
she
be.
is.
Hello. And it's locking on.
Hi, Grandma.
And it's locking on the tear right now.
Mm-hmm.
So it's super interesting.
That is.
Of course, that doesn't show up on the footage.
No,
Yeah.
but it's interesting anecdotally.
Yeah.
How cool.
Mm-hmm.
No, she's just really like wanting to just gently show her presence. There you go. She did it again.
She's so polite.
Thank you. She's just being really delicate and gently showing her presence in a really polite but meaningful way. You know, like I'm here, I'm helping out, like I'm here to, take care of and love the family. She's doing a really good right there.
Yeah.
See, that's
Wow.
all she's trying. That's all she's trying to do.
She heard that.
I'm here to help. I'm not, I'm not here to cause trouble. I love you guys, and I just want to be part of the family unit still. And that's really the energy she's making me feel, and she's clearly validating that with the tear. So I like that. I like that she's giving us that validation. That yes, I'm here. No, you're not mistaken, and I'm just helping. So the more positive familial spirits you have in a space, the better off you're going to be. Yeah, you see, she agrees.
That's good.
That makes it safer, better, happier, more pleasant to be here. And then also when we do the blessing, they'll help those other souls that might be a little confused.
K2 hit that time.
Help
Oh,
them
did it?
move on.
Yeah.
So
She just went past.
we'll be able to get all those souls to move forward, which is good. Makes me feel a lot better.
Yeah. She's just very gentle.
Yeah, she is. She's very sweet.
Do names help out or just?
Yeah, I mean, if you want to speak her name out, you can. And whoa, that was interesting.
Yeah, it was interesting.
Apparently, she says, "Yeah, that's fine. If you want to verbalize her first name, that would be okay."
Well, there's Emily,
Well, that was interesting.
Doris, or Agnes.
Nothing on that.
So you said Emily was the first one.
Emily was their grandmother from the mom's side.
That's the one that ended up on.
Or all three?
Emily.
Are all three of you here? Because we did actually get two lights. So I'm wondering, you guys, you need to kind of show us something. So, is it just one of you here? That was a hot spot. That was one of us. Are multiple grandmothers here? Or are you bored with me now? She's like, I showed that I'm here. What do you need now? Isn't that good enough? Dead people and their personalities, they're fun. I do feel a lot of positive energy, and I do feel more than one elderly lady. Yeah, okay. Okay, so that was the validation. So I do feel more than one. Which ones? Don't know. But I know that there's more than one. And I feel like there's some from each side. I really do.
You got all the grandmas.
Yeah, that's my sensation.
That's pretty
So that's
awesome.
what has been told.
That's really nice that you guys have that little extra help
She
and
has
love.
photos of her from multiple times of halos behind her.
Oh, really?
Wow.
So you've got extra help around you.
I see three.
If that's just me you're reading.
Oh, wow.
Just got pointed at me.
So they're kind of all with you.
Yeah.
That's yeah, they're validating that right there.
well.
There you go.
That's awesome.
It's nice when they actually interact and validate something we're, thinking, feeling, or discussing, because it gives you that extra layer of like, oh, all right. Like, I'm not full of, whatever. Like, this is, yeah, see, this is really happening. This is valid. And they're validating it for us. So thank you guys. We appreciate it. We appreciate the
Cool.
the confirmation from you guys for the fact that you're here, that you're helping, that you're surrounding each of them, that you're giving them love. That means a lot. That means a lot to them. And it means a lot to us that you're willing to trust us with your energy and be present in this space with us. Yeah, I know,
K2.
I think we kind of get the idea who's
Who's here?
floating around.
Yeah.
Maybe we
That was
should
pretty good.
regroup and think about how else to hit this. Like,
Okay.
want to do a little SLS or something?
I think some SLS would be
Yeah,
cool.
that's also be good.
Yeah,
Let's
I
do
think
it.
that might be a good idea.
Cool.
Hey!
Hello there.
There's somebody in the
look at
chair.
There sure is. There sure is.
Oh my.
Hello.
Look at that.
Could you wave to us to say hi?
Let me get in there.
There's 2 of them.
I got him.
Is it all the grandmas?
We're having grandma reunion.
This is what we call the layered approach. Could you wave to us? Hi.
Oh, she
There you
waved,
are.
she
There you are.
Hi.
Grandmas?
Hi.
Holy
Right.
shit, that's awesome.
Under the couch.
That is awesome.
She jumped over there. And she jumped over
She
there.
jumped over there. Look at that. She moved
She's
across the
on
room.
the
That was
bed now.
amazing. She's like having her. She's like, hey, I want to be on camera.
She's like, don't forget about me. I'm having
That was
fun.
hilarious.
Well, thanks. We're glad that the grandmothers are
Grandma's
here.
morphing. I don't know, something else.
She
That's awesome.
she seems the more active. Like she might have liked when she was younger, maybe dancing or
There she
maybe
is,
she leaves.
yeah.
She's like, I'm really busy. I'm doing a lot of things. I'm visiting everybody, but
Easy after
but
that.
hi and bye. Well, thanks, Grandma.
That's awesome.
She's just chillaxing in that
And we've
chair
got the
there.
other one that's a little more calm and just hanging
Just
out.
chilling out, yeah.
Little grandma.
She's just visiting and
Casual grandma.
being very quiet. The other one was busy as a little bee.
Yeah, she was.
Well, thank you guys so much for being here.
Thanks for popping in. That's pretty cool.
That is very cool.
Still hanging out.
Can you move over here? Oh, or well,
Bye.
and then she's gone. Okay.
You
Then.
kind of got a little. You kind of came in
Oh, there's an
on.
orb that just shot across the
Oh
bed.
yeah,
Yeah.
See, that's what
on the full spectrum
that's
too.
what the
It
full
went
spectrum
that
is
way.
for.
Right.
Because it'll pick up those mists that we can't see with the naked eye.
That's very cool.
So
Look like a shooting star.
she is. She's out.
Cool.
So we got
We've
got 2 grandmas.
Please feel free to walk into that light with your loved ones. They are welcoming you into that peaceful space. You are free to move on and to move into the light. They are coming to welcome you home. They are ready for you to come home. The positive spirits that are protecting the family may remain. You are welcome here. But the souls that are lost, if you died tragically in an accident, or if you tragically took your own life, you are now free to go. You do not have to stay here. You are ready to go and welcome to go into the light. It is time to go and to move on. You are not bound here. You are not stuck here. You are free to leave this space. Nothing binds you here. You are cleared from this land. You are cleared from the roadway or wherever your soul took its last breath. This is a home of love, light, peace, and healing. Only positive, loving energy may remain in this space. If you are not of love and light, you are now called to leave. And this is a space only of peace and healing from this point forward. This is a space of love, light, peace, and healing. If you are not of love, if you are not of light, if you are not of peace and healing, you must move on. And any soul that is lost, trapped, confused, or has been a victim of trauma, you are now free to go into that light. You are welcome into that peaceful, healing space.
It was like this. It was like
Oh, okay.
just sort of very gentle, but
Very grandmotherly.
definitely paranormal.
Yeah.
Very grandmotherly. It was not hostile at all. But
All the grandmotherly spirits, you are allowed to stay here. You are here to help. You are here to protect and love them. So you may stay in this space and you may continue to help your loved ones and protect them and guide them and be near them with love, with respect. And please, if you are one of those souls, help the lost or trapped souls to move on. Please help them move forward. Please guide them into that light. There are souls that need to know that it is okay that they move forward.
And they are no longer bound here.
That was not paranormal. That was me getting caught up on a doorknob.
Let's see. This is a space of love, light, peace, and healing. Please clear all energy from this space that is not of that love and that light and that protection that you offer. And only allow the positive energy to remain.
That was interesting.
What's that?
It was the facial recognition went full frame, like took up the whole picture.
Interesting.
Like they were sticking their face right in the camera.
Okay, now I'm going to take this and draw a little border at the end of your driveway.
Yeah, let's not let the dog out.
Right?
That's why he presented when he was in his 50s, because that's when they were happy. Okay. She's ready to come take you home. She's been waiting for you for a very long time. No, you couldn't have cured her cancer. If you want to make her happy now, please go home with her. Go home with your wife. That big, bright, slightly bluish little gold light that you see, your wife is just on the other side of it. And all the souls that have tragically died nearby on the roadway, that light is open for you as well. It's big enough for everyone. Excuse me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The words I heard him say is, "She's not mad at me." Like in a surprised tone. So I think this was pretty validating. Most of their claims were just gentle. They were more concerned about the overall historical energy of the space and just making sure that everything was okay. And I think that we were able to validate that for them tonight. We opted not to do the spirit box just because we kind of figured out what was here without it. And I didn't want to poke any deeper than necessary. I wanted to give more peace to them and more peace to the souls. And I felt that the way we did it was the appropriate
They were
way.
curious about the spirit box, but I think they understood why.
Yeah, I thought it was too risky.
Yeah.
With so many deaths out on the roadway, it would have turned their house into something that right now it's not. Right now their house is calm, nice, little gentle grandma, a couple of the grandmas
Want to
playing
keep
around.
it that way.
Yeah, that's what I want to leave their house as. I don't want to bring anybody or invite anyone in. So we also drew this literal and metaphorical line in the sand where nothing but only positive energy is allowed passed into their driveway. Nothing else can be here. And I'm pretty sure those grandmother energies is why things are fairly calm in the first place, because they're watching out for them. So I feel good about it. So
That was kind of moving when you crossed them all over, to be honest.
well, they deserve it. They deserve peace. These souls don't need to stay lingering here. They can come back and visit, but they deserve that light just like we all do. So I'm glad I could help. Now on to the next adventure.